Hi guys, it's Jess and welcome to part 2 of my Reading Rush vlog. It is Thursday, so it's day 4 of the Reading Rush, and I managed to finish The Beautiful by Renée Ahdieh last night, and I have very mixed feelings about this book now because I really enjoyed the first half. I really enjoyed the atmosphere. I really liked the mystery. I think the writing is great. It's so simplistic and straight to the point. We have a really strong female character and we have a great bunch of side characters as well. And the antagonist was really promising, but the ending let me down a little bit. And I'm not going to explain why it let me down because I don't want to spoil it for you, but it didn't end the way I thought it was going to end. And I think I made a prediction in the last vlog about how I thought the two storylines of Celine and the antagonist were going to merge together, and I was totally wrong about that, and it was a pleasant surprise. But I don't know, the end just felt a little bit meh. Like, I didn't really care for it. I didn't feel anything, and I'm really sad because I really liked this book up until that point, and all the way through reading it, I thought it was going to be, a 4-star read. It wasn't 5 stars because nothing about this really blew me away, but it had, like I said, it had very strong characters and a great storyline, lots of mystery. It had a lot of potential, but it didn't live up to it, and so in the end I ended up giving it just 3 stars, which is a shame, but I still did like it. It's not terrible at all, and I definitely think I will be picking up the second book to this, which is called The Damned, and I believe that came out this month actually. I think it's out now, so I will definitely still read that because, like I said, great characters, lots of potential, and sometimes the second books are always better than the first, so we'll see. But anyway, the first book of my Reading Rush challenge is finished, so I'm pretty happy considering that this was quite a chunky book. It was 425 pages and I managed to complete it in about 3 days, which is probably the quickest I've ever read a 400-page book before, so I can't be too mad at myself. So, plans for today is to start the next book, and I'm going to go with The Crossing Places by Ellie Griffiths. This is the book for the Touch Challenge. So if you remember in my TBR video, I had a stack of books and I just closed my eyes and I just randomly touched one and I ended up with this one. So this is a thriller and it's set in Norfolk, which is the reason why I picked this book up in the first place, because I love Norfolk. I didn't grow up there, but when I was a kid we went to Norfolk quite a lot, so I am very familiar with the county, and it follows the story of this forensic archaeologist called Ruth who discovers a bunch of child bones while she's out on a dig, and there's also this detective who has been investigating the disappearance of this kid who went missing years and years ago, and he thinks that these bones are that child, and it sounds really interesting. I'm not expecting a lot from this. I'm not expecting it to be mind-blowing or amazing or anything like that. I just need something easy to read, and it's a pretty short book, so I reckon I could get this done pretty quickly actually. I have challenged myself to try and read this all today. Whether I do that or not is a totally different story, and I know I'm being very ambitious, but I don't have work tonight. I'm off for 5 days now, so I have plenty of time the next few days to read, and I'm very, very excited. So yeah, I'm waiting for my Reading Rush Part 1 vlog to export so that I can upload that to YouTube tonight so that you guys can watch it. If you're watching this now, then you've probably already watched it, and I hope you enjoyed it. So while that's happening, I'm going to finish some of the house jobs. I've got some washing to hang, and I've got some Instagram pictures that I need to take, and a few other bits and bobs. And then once it gets to about 2 o'clock, I'm going to sit down and start this, and I'm going to just read for 3 hours straight until my boyfriend gets home from work. And yes, I could have started it this morning, but work absolutely killed me yesterday.
I was so tired last night. I slept like a baby, and I just did not want to do anything this morning. And I've been awake since 7:30, and I did want to read, but I just didn't have the energy.
Yeah, today has not got off to a good start in terms of reading, but we're going to change that. So without further ado, let's get into the part 2 of Jess's 2020 Reading Rush Challenge. So I've only managed to read about 30 pages so far of The Crossing Places because I wanted to check that my video had all rendered and processed on YouTube so that I could get it uploaded for tonight. And then for some reason I found out that it was like in VR mode, and so I've spent the last like half an hour trying to figure out why my video had exported in VR mode. And it turns out there's this little feature on Premiere Pro that you can tick when you export your media so that you can have it in VR, and that was ticked for some reason, so I had to go and untick it, and it's re-exporting now, which is going to take about 10 minutes, and then I'm going to have to re-upload it to YouTube. And I don't know, I've never seen that feature before on Premiere Pro. I don't know if it's like a new thing or if it just automatically ticks itself now, but I've never had this issue before, so I don't know why it happened today. But yeah, it's all sorted now, we're all good, so we're gonna get that video up by tonight eventually, but I've just spent half an hour faffing around with that, so I've lost a bit of time when it comes to reading. But I'm gonna get back to it now, and hopefully I can get to at least page 100 before my boyfriend gets home from work. Okay, I am a little over 100 pages into The Crossing Places now, and I'm liking it. It's not amazing, but it's super easy to read, super light so far, and the story is really interesting me, so I am definitely keen to keep going with this, and I am planning to just sit and read as much of this as I can tonight. My boyfriend is due home from work in a little bit, so I don't know if I am going to be updating anymore tonight. I kind of like to just put my phone and everything away and just spend time with him, and we watch Netflix and have dinner, and then I go off and do what I want to do, and he plays his games, and we're all happy. It's good. That's how we like things. But yeah, I managed to get my video up on YouTube, so be sure to go and watch the first part of my Reading Rush vlog, and the aspect ratio is a little bit off, and I tried to fix it, but honestly, after the 5th attempt of exporting it and getting rid of the VR thing that kept happening, I just kind of gave up. So it's up, it's in HD, it's got sound, like, that's gonna have to do for me. And I don't know why the aspect ratio is the way it is, because I haven't filmed it any differently, I haven't edited it any differently, I've used all the same settings that I've used on every other video. I don't know, but it's a learning process, and I just never knew that BookTube was gonna be this challenging and this time consuming and this stressful sometimes, but we'll keep going, we'll persevere. Hopefully this vlog is a lot better when it goes up, we'll see, but I'm gonna carry on with this and see how far I can get into this tonight. I don't know if I will finish it now. I was probably being a little bit ambitious, but that was before I knew my video was fucking up, so we'll see, but I will see you when I see you. Hello everyone, it's Friday, so it's day 5 of the Reading Rush, and my plan for today is to go out for a walk and listen to an audiobook. So one of the challenges is to read a book entirely outside of your house, and I don't have a garden, so I am gonna go for a walk somewhere and I am gonna listen to an audiobook. I've picked a Doctor Who book because I am obsessed with Doctor Who, if you didn't know that already, and it's called Combat Magics, and it features the 13th Doctor and her companion Yaz, and I haven't read any 13th Doctor novels yet, so this will be very fun to listen to, I think. So yeah, I'm just going to do that. It's about 5 or 6 hours long, so easily doable in a day. I'm going to take myself off to Rutland Water, which is a very scenic part of Rutland, obviously. I've only been once before, so it'd be nice to go again and explore a different part of it because it is massive. And yeah, we're gonna have some fun with it. I have seen that it is raining outside, which has annoyed me a little bit because every time I plan something like this, it rains, and then every time I'm either at work or I decide to stay in, it's lovely and sunny and 30 degrees out, which is just sod's law. But I'm not going to let that put me off. I'm going to go, take my raincoat, put on my walking boots and get a little bit muddy and just enjoy being outside and being in nature, because it's something I haven't done for a while and I miss it. Yesterday I managed to read 200 pages of The Crossing Places, which I'm super happy with. I did try to finish the whole book, but last night I was just so tired and I was sitting there and I could just feel my eyes closing, so I decided to go to bed. But that means I only have about 100 pages left to read, so I will definitely finish that today, and then I can start on my next read, which is the Da Vinci Code, and that's for the movie inspiration challenge. But yeah, I also need to read some more of Universal. I honestly don't think I'm going to finish that this week, but I'm glad to have started it at least. Yeah, anyway, let's go to Rutland Water.
Alright, so I finally made it to Rutland Water, but I'm not where I wanted to be. I was hoping to get to Normanton Church, and instead I am about a mile or so away from there, but I might take a walk anyway. I'm going to start my audiobook now. So I am here and I want it to be here. So if I walk around, should be able to go and see Normanton Church.
Brought to you your teeth, please.
I'm tired, like really tired right now. I could just go to sleep. So I've just got home, it's about 3:30 and I had a really nice time at Rutland Water. It's the second time I've been now and I got to see some different parts of it, and yeah, it was just really nice, and I'm so glad that the sun came out and it was just so pretty. It was so warm and so lovely, and I can't wait to go again. And yeah, I managed to finish listening to Combat Magics. I had it on in the car on the way home. To be honest, I don't think I took in most of the book because I was just so entranced by everything around me when I was walking, and my mind tends to wander when I walk a lot. It's kind of like a place for me to just kind of think things through a little bit and de-stress. So I don't actually think I took in as much of the book as I normally would if I was sat at home and doing crafts and things. So I definitely think I'm going to have to go back and re-listen to it or read the physical book in the future, just so I can kind of like take more of the story in. But from what I did take in, I liked. It's definitely, it's nothing amazing, it's nothing mind-blowing, it's very easy to listen to. Yeah, it was just a lot of fun. But that is that challenge complete, to read an entire book outside of your house. Managed to get it done in about 3.5 hours, which is pretty good. So yeah, I think now I am going to make a smoothie because I need some sugar, even though I had ice cream and fizzy pop at Rutland Water. Yeah, I'm going to make a smoothie and then I'm going to sit down and I'm going to try and read some more of the crossing places. I'd like to get that finished, but I do have a bit of a headache now because of all the sunlight and the concentrating while driving. So I don't know how well that's going to go, but the day is still young. I've got all of tonight, and yeah, but let's go make a smoothie. So this smoothie is literally so easy to make. You just need 1 banana, some blueberries,
some frozen raspberries. Then you blend all that together. It didn't blend very well. Alright, well, in that case, I'm just going to put the apple juice straight in, but normally you would just blend all of that first until it's a bit mushy, then you put your apple juice in. Let's try it again. There you go, smoothie.
It looks so good. They always taste really nice as well, but I think I'm going to put them in the fridge for a little bit because they're not quite cold enough for me yet. Gosh, my eyebrows are an actual mess today. Oh no, I've only just noticed how messy they look. Oh well, that'll teach me for rushing my makeup first thing in the morning. But I don't do my eyebrows all the time, so when I do I just look really weird. But oh, that's my phone telling me I have low battery. So I finished another book, guys. I finished The Crossing Places by Ellie Griffiths, and yeah, I like this book. It's not amazing, it's a pretty average thriller, but I liked it. The story was interesting enough for me to keep turning the pages, and last night I didn't want to put it down, to be honest, so that was a good sign. Yeah, pretty cool. Love the setting of Norfolk, and I love how the author of this book described Norfolk and the salt marshes and the villages and that surrounding it, and it brought back a lot of nostalgia for me actually, because I used to go to Norfolk quite a lot when I was younger. Anyway, that's the third book finished for the reading rush, so I'm doing really well actually. It's only day 5 and I've already finished 3 books. What is wrong with me? So the next book that I am planning to read for the readathon is this bad boy, The Da Vinci Code by Dan Brown, and I'm very excited to read this, but I'm also very daunted by it because it is just so chunky, and it has almost 600 pages. So this is the biggest book I have picked for the reading rush, and The Beautiful was just over 400 pages, and I managed to read that in about 3 days. So I don't know if I'm going to get this finished in the next 2 days. But, like I always say, I like a challenge. What have I got to lose? Hi guys, it's Monday, which means it's the end of the reading rush, and I'm really sorry if you can hear that, but there's some people doing some work outside. Anyway, I just wanted to talk a little bit about how the reading rush went for me, how I did, the books that I read, and just my overall feelings about the experience. But first, let me show you what I did at the weekend.
Brought to you by Gertie Beats.
So it was a pretty fun weekend. I really enjoyed going to tropical birdland and seeing all of the parrots. They were really cool, and I made a few parrot friends, and I had like an African grey parrot that just like sat on my shoulder for ages and would just not leave me alone, and he was the cutest thing ever. And then I also had a green parrot. I can't remember what breed it was, and it was just climbing all over me, and it started like biting the buttons off my coat, and it also like bit my finger, which is fine. It didn't break the skin or anything. Got pretty lucky because those beaks are sharp. But I didn't do a lot of reading at the weekend just because on the Saturday I went for the meal out with my boyfriend, and I drank an entire bottle of wine, and my head was spinning and I just couldn't read anything. So Saturday was just like a write-off in terms of reading, and then yesterday I did manage to get a little bit read. I started reading The Da Vinci Code by Dan Brown, and I am about 100 or so pages into it, and I'm really enjoying it. It's a very dense book. There's a lot of information to take in, but because I've seen the film so many times and it's one of my favourite films ever, it's just easy for me to read because I already know the plot and the characters, and it's just something that I'm really interested in. So I'm really enjoying that, and even though the reading rush is over, I'm still going to carry reading this in the next few days, and hopefully I can get it finished by the end of July. Also, I wanted to quickly show you the really cute bookmark that I got from Tropical Birdland. I don't know if you can see that, but is it gonna focus? I don't think it's gonna focus properly, but it's a lenticular image, so it appears 3D, and it's just so cool. It's really pretty, and there's my African grey. I absolutely love him. Yeah, really liking that. In terms of books read for the reading rush, I managed to finish 3, which I am super happy with, and 3 seems to be the average amount of books that I read for weekly readathons. I remember Spookathon last year, I also finished 3 books, so I'm super happy with that. I finished The Beautiful by Renee Ardier, and I talked about this book a lot in the first part of my vlog, which I will link somewhere for you guys to go and watch if you haven't already. And I was kind of disappointed by this book in the end, and I think it was just because I had very high expectations for it, just going off other people's opinions. It's not a terrible book. I did really like the first half, and I loved some aspects of it, like the setting of New Orleans and the French Quarter, and I love the characters. I think they were really well written, and the ending for me just fell a little bit flat, and I was left not really feeling anything for it and not really caring much for it, which is a shame. But as I said in my first vlog, I still want to read the second book, which is called The Damned, and that's out now because this story does have a lot of potential, and I do think that Renée Ahdieh is a brilliant writer. Then I also read The Crossing Places by Ellie Griffiths, and I think this is the book that surprised me the most, actually, out of all of them. I ended up liking this more than I thought I was going to. I loved all the twists and turns in it, and I loved the way that Ellie Griffiths described Norfolk and gave it such a really foreboding and haunting atmosphere. It was so much fun to read, and I read this super quickly as well. I read this on the Thursday and the Friday, so yeah, I would definitely recommend this thriller if you want something really easy to read. And I also managed to finish this book here, Combat Magics by Steve Cole, which is a Doctor Who novel, and I've said this before, but it's the first 13th Doctor novel that I have read, and I really enjoyed it. I listened to the entire audiobook while I was out and about, and yeah, I think I've said this already, but I didn't really take a lot in, just because when I'm walking and when I'm like exploring things, my mind tends to wander and I focus on my surroundings more than what I'm listening to. But from what I did get from it, I did like it. The story was interesting. It was nothing special again, but it was really fun to listen to, and I am going to go back and re-listen to it, because I did listen to it at 2 times speed, which is quite fast for me, and I think that kind of affected the way I experienced it as well a little bit. I just kind of wanted to get it done, but I am going to go back and re-listen to it on a slower speed and just take more of the story in. And yeah, lastly, I also started reading this bad boy here, Universal, A Guide to the Cosmos by Professor Brian Cox and Jeff Forshaw, and I haven't read any of this since Wednesday, I think, so I mean, I was very ambitious with this book anyway, but I was nearly halfway through, so I didn't do too bad on it. But this is a very intense read, and it's, you know, very complicated. There's a lot of maths, and there are a lot of things in there that I don't understand, and have to really take my time with this book just to take everything in and get my head around it. So it's probably not the best book to read for a readathon, but I gave it my best shot, and I am going to finish this. You know, I am liking it, I am finding it interesting, and I am learning some new things, which is cool. Overall, I think the reading rush was a success for me. I finished 3 books, and I really enjoyed taking part and getting back into reading and just making the time to read as well. I have been a bit lazy with my reading lately, and, you know, just not doing anything with my time and just not being able to find the motivation to do it. So this week has really pushed me to get into a bit of a routine and force myself to read every day, and I've really enjoyed it. So my first time taking part was great, and I would definitely do it again. Hi guys, I just wanted to cut in to say a few things about the issues that have risen regarding the reading rush and the way the hosts have behaved towards a certain book. And the comments that I saw online this morning pretty much expressed how people were feeling about it, and I'm not gonna explain everything that happened because you guys know, but I just wanted to say that my stance on it is that I don't support the behaviour that they exhibited, and I think they were very insensitive towards black authors, black artists, black readers, people that participated in the reading rush and read that book and were expecting the hosts to read that book as well. And to me, it just comes across as performative activism, and I'm not here for that, and I know you guys aren't here for that either. And I know they've put out an apology. I wanted to say that I
don't support their behaviour and the way they've gone about some of the things that have been talked about the past few hours. And it's definitely made me think a little bit more about how I am going to diversify my reading going forward. I didn't really follow the reading rush as religiously as a lot of other people did. I didn't take part in any sprints. I didn't watch any live Q&As. I didn't do any read-ins or things like that. I literally just kind of read what I wanted to read and did the challenges and vlogged. I wasn't even aware that there was a book club pick, and I didn't know that this book was being read, so I can't really comment on that, but I've added the book to my TBR, and in the next month or so I am going to be focusing a lot more on books written by Black authors and focusing on Black characters and Black issues, and also reading books by other people of colour and LGBTQ plus authors as well, and disabled authors. And I've got a lot of books lined up on my TBR that I really want to get to and that I'm really excited about, and I can't wait to share my thoughts on those books with you guys. But it's definitely made me think a lot more about, you know, diversifying my reading and supporting Black authors and just being an ally, because it's something that a lot of us still need to work on. And as the events of the last few months have shown us, it's something that's not going to go away, and, you know, we all need to band together to make a difference. And that's what I wanted to say. I don't want to come across as insensitive or offensive to anyone. I have been making an effort to call myself out and call other people out a lot more recently, and I want you guys to do the same. So if I have in the past or right now or any time in the future, if I've said something that's insensitive to someone, please tell me, because I don't want to upset anyone, and the only way I'm going to be a better person is by learning and not making those mistakes. So yeah, that's just what I wanted to say. Anyway guys, I'm going to wrap this video up here. I know it's been a bit of a long one, but thank you for sticking with me, and thank you for following me on my reading rush journey. It's been a lot of fun. It's been really exciting. I am looking forward to participating in some more readathons in the future, so if you know of any that are coming up soon or in the next few months, leave a little comment down below linking me to them, because I want to check them out and definitely get involved for sure. If you've read any of the books that I've mentioned in this vlog or the vlog previously, then feel free to leave a comment just telling me what you think about them. I'd love to have these discussions with you guys. If you have any book recommendations for me, don't hesitate to let me know, and I would definitely like to hear your recommendations for books written by Black authors and people of colour, because like I said, I want to diversify my reading a bit more, and it's something that I want to improve on and learn from. So please do that. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Leave a cheeky thumbs up if you like this, and I will see you all in another video very soon. Bye guys.